Shubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Menteri Rangba Kajala u Conrad Sangma henne kasi ulapli patba ya ka 7 Ang East Business Show hakaba hakane ka program lawan banya shimbenta daki ASEAN Nations kinong sengkam sengjambat ki officer sarkar. Habakran hakane kasngi u Menteri Rangba u Conrad Sangma ulapan pau ya ka jingdan kam banya te hok bad kini kiri bamarjan ban Pynkhlain ya ka yo ka kot kalong ka badan kam na ka banta ka sarkar bad kari bandan ka Jingiatreilang ka Pynkhlain. Hakane ka program lawan banya dan bentalang daki nong mikmat na keleng kiri kenthop ki ambassador ki high commissioner bat kinong sengkam sengjam hakane kasi ladon ru ya ka jingyatainya halor kumnu banwan ra ki kampenroy bat kiwei hakithan chate la mengi nakalyang u Conrad Sangma ulapan pawru ya ka jingkiw ka Meghalaya ha ka yo ka kot da ka baong baka jela ka don ya ka GDP growth rate ka ba khatlai 0.1% ha kini kisnem baladap kane ka program kanlong na ka bentalai sngi ha ka ba kandon ka jingyatai halor bun kimat ki badan kam bat kumnu bandan ka Jingiatreilang bat Kiwei kiri bamarjan ban kentiw ya ka yo ka kot jongga jela bat ki jela ka than chate la mingi.
We welcome Eri Perdino, Councillor Economic Affairs Embassy of Indonesia, Ahmed Azrebi, Director UAE India SIPA Council. I request Dr. Vijay to also felicitate His Excellency. And I'll also request Dr. Vijay Kumar to kindly felicitate His Excellency. I'd like to request His Excellency.
But if you look at the people who spoke, the countries they represent, and more importantly, the content and the areas which they spoke about, this truly is about the Act East policy of our country. And with the inputs that we received from so many of our dignitaries, you can make out the importance of a program like this. And hence, I'm very happy, even though it was quite long, I'm very happy that we had representatives from all the different countries participating who got an opportunity to share their ideas, and the people who are out here who are participating could get a very strong sense of what we all are trying to do out here. Having said that, what is most important for us as a state government and as a nation is the strong partnership that we've built. I always believe that these events will come and go. But what is important for us, and it's not necessary that everything will happen in this one event, and we can't expect. We have to be practical when we move forward. And hence, the partnerships and the understanding and the bonding and friendship which we develop in and through programs like these should be the most important part and takeaway from this program for each one of us. I'm happy that this program is being hosted by us here in the state. I'm happy that this program is not just one day affair. It's through next couple of days where at multiple levels we'll be engaging with each other. I want to tell you that while we do this program, it's not that we're just having this program for the sake of having this program. There is a very strong political will that is pushing this entire agenda of taking the northeast part of India as well as the country forward. And this political will comes all the way from the top, from the Honorable Prime Minister of this nation to the Chief Ministers of the northeastern states, and also the will at the level of our officials, our administration, our bureaucrats.
We should have confidence to know that we in Asia are growing fast and growing well. First, second, third platforms of the growth engine are in Asia. You have China, India, and ASEAN moving forward. So what is that message to all of us? We are growing fast. And definitely, whenever we are moving at a fast pace, we see little bit of uneasiness coming from other corners. We must be focused within ourselves to see the relationship of ASEAN and India moves on to greater heights. India has always been a border area of ASEAN, and we always say that India is our partners in everything what we do. If we have China looking at the South China Sea, India is looking at the Straits of Malacca. So, if you look at it, we are just in between on both sides. The trade concept from India on the South China Sea, which is the busiest strait in the world for trade, and the South China Sea also moves as one of the busy straits. So how do we play this role here? India has moved into a different level today. We can see India moving. The medium income capital group in India has improved. The young population is increasing. And India is a middle income group's market where every country in the world looks for. So everyone's eyes is on India. Let's not forget that. And we from ASEAN have always said that ASEAN investments in India must come in. It must be a reciprocal game where India too must look at ASEAN for its investment to see. Because a country like Malaysia has got 60 bilateral agreements. And these agreements are beneficial to all investors who come to ASEAN to re-export their products which are manufactured.
In finalizing our next plan of action for 2026 to 2030. But 10 years ago, India took a decisive step with the shift from Look East to the more proactive Act East. This shift was not merely nomenclature. It was truly act rather than just look. A deliberate strategy by India to deepen ties with Southeast Asia and the wider Indo-Pacific. ASEAN was explicitly cast as the cornerstone of its policy. And for India, the development of the Northeast is a crucial Act East policy pillar. And how much this act has been felt. Over the past decade, we felt this in the 4 C's of culture, commerce, connectivity, and capacity building. In concrete initiatives to boost with ASEAN economic relations, infrastructural connectivity, and FDI. But just as crucially, there was an eye to factoring in rapidly evolving geopolitical and geoeconomic scenarios. India has emerged as a key trading partner for ASEAN. In 2023, India was the 8th largest trade partner of ASEAN among its dialogue partners, accounting for 2.86% of total ASEAN trade. FDI flows from India into ASEAN also experienced an increase. Meanwhile, the ASEAN-India Trade in Goods Agreement, which entered into force in 2010, paved the way for the creation of one of the world's largest free trade areas, with more than 2 billion people and a combined GDP of over 7 trillion. The ITIGA saw tariff liberalization of over 90% of products between the two dynamic regions, and tariffs on over 4,000 product lines were eliminated. Recognizing the value of expanding its implementation, ASEAN and India are now in the midst of a review of the ITIGA to make the framework more simple, more trade facilitative for our businesses. On connectivity, meetings between the ASEAN Connectivity Coordinating Committee and India have supported the implementation of the Master Plan of ASEAN Connectivity, including on sustainable infrastructure and physical and digital connectivity.
Set up or expand in the state with reduced cost and time. UIP has significantly reduced procedural delays by consolidating multiple approvals under one roof, thereby allowing both domestic and international investors to navigate the regulatory maze with unprecedented ease. Our ongoing regulatory reforms are driven by the need to align our processes with global best practices. We have simplified licensing and permissions procedures, eliminated redundant steps, and ensured that our policies remain dynamic in response to evolving market demands.
There are many senior civil servants in Bhutan who received their degrees from renowned institutions in Meghalaya, such as the Northeastern Hill University. At present, we have a handful of Bhutanese students studying in Meghalaya. What also connects the Bhutanese people and the people of Meghalaya is our common love and care for nature. Meghalaya's forest coverage is about 76% of its geographical area. This is about 4% more than Bhutan. The Constitution of Kingdom of Bhutan maintains 60% of the territory to be under forest cover for all times to come. As everyone is aware, Bhutan, under the visionary leadership of our beloved monarchs, is a leader in the field of conservation. During the COP29 of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Azerbaijan, my country, Bhutan, along with Madagascar, Panama, and Suriname, formed the G0 Forum. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the 13th Five-Year Plan of Bhutan, which kick-started in July 2020, has adopted a 10-year strategic framework that seeks to make Bhutan a high-income GNH economy by 2034, emphasizing on the interconnected pillars of people, progress, and prosperity. We aspire to increase our GDP from US $2.9 billion to US $5 billion by 2029 and USD $10 billion by 2034. A complementing phase of this economic aspiration.
As you're aware that the private investments in the overall FDI that we are looking at to achieve the goal of making our economy into a 85,000 crore economy. Investments is a crucial part of that particular formula. And apart from the different steps that we have taken as a state in terms of policies, in terms of institutional setup, in terms of incentives, and all the local action and initiatives being taken, we need to get the support of investors from all across the board. We need the support of international agencies. We need the support of other nations, especially keeping in mind the Southeast Asian region and the BIMSTEC region. So this particular summit, which is called the ACT East Summit, which is being done in collaboration with ICC and Invest India and Meghalaya Investment Promotion Authority, is basically inclined or is directed towards bringing in the investment from these different nations. So we are hopeful that a larger network will be set. We're hopeful that there'll be a better partnership with these different countries, and we'll be able to work with different nations so that we can unlock the opportunities there that are existing in Meghalaya. Of course, ensuring that we are able to create the employment opportunities, which is what is one of the major goals of all the investment opportunities that we're looking at. It's a process, and therefore one cannot say that we are absolutely ready tonight or today. But the point being that a lot of work has gone in the last 6 years to be able to move in that direction, and we are in a much better position today than what we were many years back. And we need to keep investing in it. And I would say that we are in a very strong and very good position. A lot of work still needs to be done, but I think compared to what the situation was, say 6-7 years back, I think Meghalaya is in a much better position today. So this is what it's starting today. If you can see, it's not only today. In fact, if you recall, in 2019, I had done a road trip from Dauki. I entered into Tamabil, into Silhet, drove to Dhaka, met investors. So this entire process has started from 2019 when we started moving around. And I've always wanted to move to other countries also, but because of COVID that time, things got derailed in a way. So the process is continuous, and we are engaging continuously. As mentioned earlier, that the activities require us to work at our local level, require us to create infrastructure and policies at a state level, requires our own entrepreneurs to be ready, requires a lot of infrastructure to be put up, connectivity, storage, cold storage, air connectivity, so on and so forth. So all of these challenges are there, and while we, as I said, moving towards that goal of ensuring that we are able to connect and partner with these nations, a lot of work has to be done at our level, and we are moving forward. And I'm very hopeful that this particular event is going to be another milestone and another level at which we'll be able to then take the investments to to higher level. Thank you so much.